This is what faith is, even if we don't know if launching that course is going to be successful. First, you do with courage, and then you hope that confidence will follow. What sermon are you preaching without using any words? Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to the Jennifer Allwood Show. This is podcast episode, I think, number 415, something like that. And today's going to be like a call to action, okay? I'm going to give you a call to action. Something that I want you to do like for your own life, like not for me. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. It's not a call to action that way, but it's a call to action. In other words, like I'm hoping that I can get somebody that's listening today excited enough to do something different in their business this year. Okay. So I want to tell you, we're going to be talking about just like a ripple effect. Okay. I want to talk about like how sometimes I think that we underestimate the importance of us doing whatever it is like we're feeling God call us to do. Maybe it's hire an employee. Maybe it's launch a course. Maybe it's expand into the online space this year. Maybe it's shut down that brick and mortar and finally go totally online. Maybe you're feeling like in 2024, God's calling you to quit your day job and just go all in on business. Maybe you're not even in business. You just like listen to me for, life things. That's fine. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. But if that's the case, like I'm sure that there's got to be a large portion of you, because me too, who are feeling like, okay, I know God's up to something this year. I have this inkling, this feeling that I'm supposed to do this or that. And it probably is accompanied with a little bit of like, oh crap, are you sure, God? Are you actually sure? Because I'm not so sure. Unless you're maybe just way more holy than I am, and you don't ever freak out when God makes you do some shifting and pivoting and changing in your life and your business. But my guess is that a lot of you are in that position where you're thinking, I think I'm supposed to do this. And of course you're not sure. Can I also just remind you, you don't need 287 confirmations. Okay. The Bible says that all things are to be confirmed by the witness of 2 or 3. That's enough. That's enough. So hopefully today, this is going to be a confirmation, like your first of 2 or 3 for some of you, just to like get something going, make that shift, make that change, whatever in your life or especially your business. Okay. So here's how this topic came to light. It's always like things that happen a lot of times, like either God teaches me things through my children or through coaching in my business coaching. Okay. And so I was on a call the other day with some precious woman. I don't remember who it was exactly in my inner circle. And she was just the kindest, you guys. She was just so nice, like thanking me for being brave enough to do the things that I was scared to do. She had read Fear is Not the Boss of You. And now that I think about it, I'm like, was she on the inner circle call or did she send me a DM on Instagram? I can't recall, but just to make sure that I'm telling the 100% the truth here is one or the other. Because now I'm like, was she on the call or did she DM me? I don't know. Either way, that's not the point. The point is this. She's like, thank you so much for doing the things that you were scared to do, because I am her business coach. She's like, if you hadn't made those decisions and done the things you were scared to do, like, I don't know if then I would be doing the things that I was scared to do. It's because I read your book and I'm in your coaching and all the things that that I'm where I am. And so that's what started this whole conversation, because I said to her, listen, like you're in a similar position for somebody else right now. Because here's the honest to goodness truth. When I look at my business, okay, and I look at like where I am at, and I can think of several pivotal times in business, okay, that when I was working with several people who were pivotal in my business, especially the two that I was in their mastermind, Yeti Krakowski was the first one and Stu McLaren was the second one, okay? I worked with both of them for years. And when I stop and think, okay, my business has so much success today. And I want you to know, like, I'm not like name dropping when I mention them. I feel like it's so biblical to just give honor where honor is due. If somebody has helped you to see things in a different way, they have helped elevate you in some way, they have taught you something, like I want people who I have done that for to be like, gosh, Jen helped me see something different. Jen helped me change some of my business. Like I want that. And therefore, like, I have to definitely model that. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I've done a pretty decent job of always like giving honor where honor is due. So Sandy Krakowski was the first business coach I ever had. And this was like 9, 10 years ago. And sometimes I stop and think, okay, she was the first one. If you read my book, Fear's Not the Boss of You, she was the first one that turned to look at me in one of her mastermind sessions. It's, a small group of people. That's where I got the idea to have a mastermind, is from Sandy. But she turned to look at me at one point. We were sitting in a conference room in Chicago. She looks me dead in the face and she says, Jennifer, you were made for this. And you guys, as sure as I'm sitting here today in another dreary, rainy Kansas City day, wishing that I was at our house in Florida, like as surely as I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, that changed something in me. Her looking at me going, you're made for this. I didn't even know what she was talking about. I mean, I kind of could figure out, she's meaning the online business space. She's meaning like being forward facing. She's meaning, I don't know, but I believed it. I believed it. And then I just patterned my business after her. So sometimes I think, and then, I had similar things happen with Stu McLaren, my second business coach. And so I've had times when I've thought to myself, I had so many breakthroughs as the result of a coach that what would my business be like today if I hadn't not only worked with those people, but if those people hadn't become coaches? Okay. So let's just follow the whole ripple effect here. Okay. So would I be a business coach today if I had not coached with Sandy Krakowski? I don't know. I mean, maybe, and you can make an argument that God will figure out a way to make sure that you are fulfilling your call, the call that he has on your life on this side of heaven. If not Sandy, it would have been maybe somebody else. Okay. But just for the sake of this argument, let's just say that what if I, never found Sandy because Sandy never showed up? And she never did what she felt like she was supposed to do. What if she never decided to start business coaching? What if she never, decided to offer the mastermind that she did? What if she never was brave enough to step out when a lot of other people in her industry weren't, when it was not something that a lot of people were seeing, when it was not super, normal and common and definitely not as easy as today? Like if Sandy hadn't done the hard thing, would I be sitting here in this chair talking to you guys right now? I don't know. Now let's take it one step further. Okay. Let's take it one step further because Sandy did start coaching, right? Thank goodness. Stu did start coaching, right? Thank goodness. Okay. But what if the person that Sandy coached under, what if they had never stepped out in faith, started their email list? This was before social media was even a thing, you guys. Like there is such a ripple effect that happens. And sometimes I think we think of like influence and ripple effect as it pertains to like, we were raised in a Christian household and then we're Christians and then we're passing that on to our children and it's generational. And that's the ripple effect. And that's a good example. Okay. But I don't want you to forget about applying the ripple effect to your business. Because in 2024, if you would stop thinking about your business as this precious little pet and start thinking about it in like a powerful, oh my goodness, I can have impact, I can have income. Like this thing is not just a little sweet little precious pet project that I have, but actually has the ability to change our life, to change the life of other people. And I'm not just talking about like your kids and your parents, if you make it financially, like I'm talking about when you begin to take seriously what you feel like God is nudging you to do. And you also begin to look at it not through the eyes of just someone who is scared, because the truth is we're all scared. The truth is we are all scared to do something different, new, something we don't have any, experience in. We keep waiting, ladies, for, as soon as I feel more confident, I'll do it. You're never going to feel more confident unless you've done it. First you do with courage, and then you hope that confidence will follow. If you guys read Fear is Not the Boss of You, my book that came out 3 years ago, I give like this whole story about how I started doing triathlons when I was 40 because I felt like God was nudging me to do it. And I kept thinking, okay, I'll finally overcome my fear of water. I'll get a swim coach. I'll learn how to put my head underwater. I'll learn how to be able to breathe. I'll learn how to not hyperventilate in the water. I'll learn all the things. And I worked with a swim coach for like 6 months. And I did my first triathlon. The Today Show had sent out somebody to do to film me and my girlfriend's training for the triathlon. We're in spandex on national morning television, you guys. Like literally, I was a good 20, 30 pounds lighter at that point also. But I digress. So like I did all the things. I checked all the boxes to become a more confident swimmer. And I did 10 triathlons in 6 years. And I still had a panic attack in the water for 100% of those. I was never a confident swimmer, but I had guts. I've never been a confident, overly confident businesswoman, but I have guts. And there's a ripple effect to that. So if you've been thinking, well, I'll do it as soon as I feel like more comfortable. I'll start my email list as soon as I better understand, I get more confident about it. Like, stop. You are never going to get more confident about something you've never done. It's backwards thinking, you guys. So what I want you to be focusing on in 2024, this is my call to action. And can I just say, like, I had all of these notes that my team has helped me prepare for this podcast episode. And I've like literally gone off script the entire podcast episode. So this is for somebody today. Okay. So the Bible says in First Peter 4:10 that we're to use all of the gifts, whatever gifts that God has given us to serve others. Okay. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the gifts that you've been given. I want you to think about those of you who are like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, a lot of times we don't know, right? In a lot of ways, we're supposed to use the gifts to serve others. You know, that means friends, that means family, that means your local church. But what gifts do you have right now that you could be serving other people with if you would just look at like your business almost like as a gift? How can I grow my business in 2024 so I can finally afford to hire my first full-time employee? How can I start in 2024 my own mastermind? I've seen Jennifer with her mastermind. Like, how can I start a mastermind? Do you know how many women have gone through my coaching groups and started their own coaching groups and started their own masterminds? Like, high five. I'm doing my job. There's a ripple effect. Now they're out there coaching. Like Sandy had a coach. I had Sandy as a coach. I'm a coach. I've got people that have coached under me and now they're coaching people. That's a ripple effect, friends. Like that counts. That matters. And I think so often we get caught up in our feelings and how, we don't want to do certain things. We're nervous to do them, forgetting that we have a responsibility, I believe, on this side of heaven to use all the gifts that God has given us. We have a responsibility to step out in faith. This is what faith is, even if we don't know if launching that course is going to be successful, even if we don't know if anybody will sign up for that class, even if we don't know how to do XYZ, we still have a responsibility, I believe, to positively impact others in a way so that they can then use their gifts and their helping and exhorting and Titus 2ing and all the things, other people with other things. And so like, it's never about us. Like, that's the thing. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, back when I had my painting company that I shut down in 2017, it was the Magic Brush here in Kansas City. At the end of my career, after 17 years, I had 8 women that were painting for me. We did some, incredible houses in Kansas City. We got to work in a couple of the Chiefs players' houses, way back in the day. I got to fly to Belize and like meet with clients there to paint in their houses. Like, we had it was a good gig going. Okay. The Magic Brush was amazing. What I always knew though, is that it had very little to do with painting. Because while I had 8 women painting with me, for me, I was able to try to be a good example to them. I was able to try to have conversations with them about Christ. I was able to pray over them. I was able to have impact. While we were in the houses of clients, there would be people, random people. Jennifer, I remember this client one time, she said, somebody told me that you like to pray for people to get pregnant. And she said, her and her husband had been trying for a long time to get pregnant. Would you pray over me? And I was like, wow. I mean, I would have things like that happen. And I would just remind myself, like, I'm here not for paint. Painting is just something we're going to happen to do while we're here, but there's impartation happening. There's impact happening. There's things going down here as a result of my business that are unrelated to the business. And you guys have that same thing happening in your business. And I don't care if you want to say, yeah, but Jen, I didn't have a painting company. I'm not in people's houses. I'm just selling, t-shirts at a local brick and mortar. Okay, listen, you have people coming in there. And if you got double the foot traffic and had double the sales, you could have double the employees. And how do you not know that there's not some precious teenager out there that has a crap home life that needs a little bit of extra money? Gosh, I don't know why I feel so fired up in 2024, but they're looking for a job and they need somebody just like you to mentor them and to help get them out of a situation that you're in. You don't know that that's not the case. And so would you please expand your thinking? Like, expand your thinking to stop thinking just about you and your feelings. No, you don't know if it's going to be successful. No, you don't know if you're ever going to get that money back that you're investing in that coaching program. No, you don't know if buying that software is going to turn out to be a dud or that's exactly the thing. You don't know. But what I do know is there are people watching you, and some of them are watching to see. I'm watching to see Mary, Susie, Patsy, Michelle, whatever. Like I'm watching her to see how she fights the demons in her life. I want to see how she shows up for her life, for her business, for her family, because that gives me an example of how to show up in my own. You are always being watched, friends. It's never like the haters and things. I mean, that's one thing. Who cares? Like, ignore that. But I'm talking, people are always observing. And what is your life saying? What sermon are you preaching without using any words? What kind of an impact can you have if you keep it all about you and how you feel comfortable and confident and all those things? But if you can like flip your thinking and to think about, gosh, like who's gone before you? Who's paid the price? Like when I look at some of my business coaches, I'm like, literally, like it makes me want to cry. Thank you. Thank you for paying the price so that I get to have this amazing life that Jason and I and our kids get to have. And it's not just the, 3 houses and the fact that we're able to adopt a kiddo and the fact that we're able, like, it's so much more than that, friends. There's so much more impact waiting for you and waiting for me. But we've got to remember it's never just about us. I don't believe the impact or the income ever is just about us. But I want you to look at your business this year. I'm calling you up right now, okay? I'm literally calling you up to look at something different. What is something you need to be doing this year that could possibly have a ripple effect? Because there are people that I believe their breakthrough is dependent upon yours. And so that spirit of hand wringing, I don't know, going to get you nowhere in 2024. Got you nowhere in 2023. Okay, can we just be honest? Like, got you nowhere in 2023, probably going to get you nowhere this year. So what are you feeling the Holy Spirit leading you to, nudging you on? No, you're not going to know. None of us ever know. I mean, literally, it would be great if God spoke, through a donkey in 2024. The likelihood of that happening is just slim to none, right? So like, otherwise, just what's your hunch? What's your gut feeling? What are you wondering? Like, I can't quit thinking about this, but I just don't know how to make it work. Like, of course you don't know how to make it work. You've never done it before. But what's that thing that I'm wondering if you would just be faithful in this season and just like ignore goals, ignore like if your financial goals for 2024, but instead just what in this season should you be doing that maybe is just going to have like this ripple effect that you're not even thinking about? What if your business income doubled? What could you do with that? Well, your tithe would look a lot different, right? Your giving would probably look different. The way that you're able to impact friends and family would look different. What you're able to do, it's just different, right? So stop thinking it's just about the money, because the money leads to more impact. You can DM me all you want. You're never going to change my mind on that. I know you're worried about getting into, theology that's not biblical and you're worried about prosperity gospel. Listen, quit trying to find excuses in the Bible for staying broke. Okay. Quit trying to find it. You're not going to find it. I was talking to one of the ladies in my groups the other day, and she said she came from a family that was poor proud. And I was like, wow, wow, wow. I mean, the impact we can make is so much more significant when we actually make more. And what's going to be the easiest way for you to make more? It's in your business. It's in your small business. So listen, friends, I had an entire thing of notes here and I covered none of it. None of it. I was going to talk to the moms about their kids. I was going to talk to you about, the ripple effect on your children. And God just took that in a totally different fashion. I'm good with that. And I hope this was helpful for you today. And listen, I am so like for you. I want you to know that. But there's something really stirring in me in 2024 that's calling me to be less precious and more powerful too. And to just remind me of who you are and whose you are. And to also just remind you of what's at stake. It's not just so you can have a more, comfortable life and remodel the master bath. You growing your business, it has a ripple effect. It has other consequences. You not and staying stuck and spiraling and being so scared. And again, that spirit of hand wringing, like that is affecting other people. And you need to know that. And I need to remember that about my own self. And so I hope for someone today, you hear my heart. Like I say that with so much love, with so much love. But there comes a time when you need somebody. Like I need somebody in my house to go, Jennifer, my God, lay those Eileen cookies, those sugar cookies down, like girlfriend. That is like opposite of every goal you have for your health right now. Like I need that. I need that person like in my kitchen. So I want to be in your kitchen right now with my arm around you, telling you, girlfriend, like this is your season. You've been scared long enough. You're never going to have a guarantee it's going to work. But what I need for you to do is remember there are other people. They are watching. They're dependent on you getting a breakthrough. And I don't tell you that to make you like feel shame or the heaviness of responsibility. But can we also just talk about the responsibility that we actually do have as believers? We have responsibilities. We do. We want to just think about the, lovey-dovey unicorns and starburst part of Christianity and not talk about the fact that there are responsibilities as well. And so I would love to hear from you. If this podcast episode was for you and you're watching me on YouTube right now, first of all, I'm sorry my hair's flat. I don't know what happened, guys. It's naturally curly today, but it's like flat and I'm really sad about it. But will you leave me a comment below and let me know what is it that you're wanting to do in 2024 that you think will have a ripple effect? Otherwise, if you're listening on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, send me a DM on Instagram. I want to hear from you. And I hope that this like stirred something in you that started a little bit of a fire. It's going to turn into a blaze. It's going to turn into a ripple effect. All right, friends, I love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Also, my hair did not get any better during that podcast, Easton. Dang it. Bye. Love you, son. Mwah, 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 mwah. Call your mother. She loves you.